All right, guys, and what is going on? Good morning, everybody. This is the Club with the Man 1993 coming at you for my live review of this week's episode of NXT, the December 5th, 2018 edition of NXT. And to my surprise, we're back at Full Sail. I thought we were going to have another week of tapings from that San Jose University show that we got recently also, but wasn't the case. So we're back at Full Sail, right? But cool with me because it's still putting on a solid product. Doesn't matter where it's at. Of course, as long as the crowd's in, but the crowd's always in the NXT, which is freaking awesome, of course. But overall, another great performance by NXT. Past 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago we had the Fallout show, which was more so the dark matches, but did leave some interesting concepts coming out of that show. Last week also, shoot, lost train of thought. But I think this show we started to really get the seeds planted even more into the ground to where you're going where we're going forward towards NXT Takeover Phoenix. We kind of already got one match somewhat made official off of the show and got announced, the seeds for the women's championship match also for Takeover Phoenix as well. So without further ado, get into this review, and the green screen is set behind me because I'm doing a turn alert because I feel like Cash has unofficially solidified his heel turn on this show pretty much. I apologize also I didn't get to do the Dolph Ziggler one this week, but I just wanna wait just to be safe, make sure this is them splitting up and Dolph is gonna lower down the card but still as a heel and whatnot, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna wait on the Dolph Ziggler one. There's quite a few I'm still waiting on, but for sure. That, Becky Lynch, a couple others, we'll see when we get to it. But let's roll into this. We started off first off with a someone's calling me. I don't know this number. Decline this number. No one needs to be calling me during a live stream. Screw this. Anyways, but so we had we started off, of course, with the crowd. Forgot to mention this in my NXT UK and 205 Live reviews yesterday. The Dynamite Kid passed away. They acknowledged that. We start off though with the Bro Show as Matt Riddle came out, followed by the debuting Punishment Martinez, who don't know too much about Punishment Martinez, but I've the crowd seemed pretty excited to see him, so look forward to see what he brings to the table as well. And I thought, of course, they put on another pretty good match. Again, Matt Riddle is definitely a very exciting talent to ring. So is Punishment Martinez as well. He has looks like he has a lot of experience also under his resume as well. We had a bunch of back and forth action. But Punishment Martinez would then tap out to the Bro Mission submission that Matt Riddle applies on him for Matt Riddle to get the win. So I thought it was a solid opening match. After the match, though, Riddle's posing on the ramp, and then the crowd's reacting like, what's going on here? Cassius Ohno came in from behind, and he then hit like a knockout rolling elbow and into Riddle, knocks him off the ramp. He just poses over Riddle as he's probably trying to get back at him. Of course, for the that 5 or 6 second loss that he had to Riddle at Takeover War Games 2. Obviously, again, Odo's been teasing this heel turn for months. Like more so just frustration. Now I think he's full-fledged heel now that he's gone, actually into the physical aspects of a heel. So I'll talk about that more, of course, in the turn alert following this slide review. So good start off to the show, I gotta say. We get a hype video for Ricochet, and we get an interview from him earlier today, pointing out that he has yet to be pinned on a takeover because he was pinned by the Undisputed Era in a match earlier this year that's set up for him and Adam Cole to have their feud. He plans to defend his title next week. He's going to talk to Regal about who it's going to be. So we're going to have a title defense for the NXT North American Championship next week. So we'll see where it goes from there. We're going to have a hype video for Heavy Machinery also, pumping up weights. Tucker Knight talks about what they've learned since their last title shot against Authors of Pain, how they've been living clean and going through everyone who's been put in front of them. Their NXT careers won't be complete until they get the tag titles. So they want a tag title shot at Undisputed Era. So we'll see if that happens at all. I mean, I know War Bears is probably going to be the ones to dethrone him, but maybe we'll see, because it's apparently that Hansen apparently has suffering some fallout injuries from Takeover War Games too. So maybe we'll get a match like, not a takeover, but on NXT for the tag titles between Undisputed Era and Heavy Machinery. So we'll see where that goes. Should be interesting for sure. Then we have Regal announcing that there will be a fatal 4-way in 3 weeks to determine the number one contender for the NXT Women's Championship. It showed a clip of Bianca Belair. I think she was wrestling Deonna Purrazzo, my girl Deonna, who y'all know I'm a pretty big fan of her. I hope she definitely gets a good push in NXT. But Bianca beat Deonna at a house show this weekend to qualify for the first of 4 spots. The other 3 spots are going to be determined. The match will take place on December 26th to determine Shayna Baszler's opponent at NXT TakeOver Phoenix. So we'll see where that goes. As I'm still hoping probably going to be Bianca Belair getting that title shot she deserves. I don't see it being just a one-on-one match, but we'll see where it goes, of course. We have a match with the Forgotten Sons, Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler, with Jackson Riker in their corner, taking on Humberto Carrillo and Raul Mendoza. And I thought this was actually a pretty exciting tag match as well. Back and forth action, the high flying styles of Carrillo and Raul Mendoza, who I think make a pretty good tag team. I'm not saying that they're complete jobbers. I know right now they're probably there just to eat the pins, but put on good matches. But I see some potential in these guys, especially Raul Mendoza, who I think could be a nice addition to the Cruiserweight division one day. I think he was in the Cruiserweight Classic. I think I'm not 100% sure, though. But some great back and forth action there. Again, I do think the Forgotten Sons are slowly growing on me more and more. I think, that this gimmick is working out for them so far. They had some good action. Of course, the Luchadors, like they had the win at some points, but then towards the end of the match, they turned the ties. They set up with that leaping Scorpion Death Drop combination stomp that they do to get the win. So yeah, we'll see what's next for the Forgotten Sons. They get the victory over there, and I thought it was a fun tag match. Then this kind of interested me, which of course most of the show interested me. We had Kathy Kelly interviewing the Velveteen Dream, who then has the power to start his music and light purple with the snap of his fingers. He asks Kathy Kelly to ask this question again about what's next for him. He's like, everybody's still talking about the Dream, even Triple H. So you could say he won. As to what's next, he snaps his fingers again and changes step back to normal, and he says, leaving here. So, again, interesting. Well, first off, again, I still feel that Velveteen Dream, I feel like we're going towards like a babyface role now, but he still feels like a tweener in some ways, because I don't know what he meant by leaving here. Does that mean he's leaving NXT? Is he going up to the main roster? I mean, can we see him maybe in the Royal Rumble match, maybe as a surprise entrant? Who knows? I think it is possible. So I'm not sure. I mean, I thought first he said Bleeding Blue. So if he said that, I thought first mean he's going to SmackDown. So obviously there's something in store. I mean, that call up is coming very soon for Velveteen Dream. Sorry, him and Aleister Black, they're going up very soon. Of course, EC3 is rumored to be going up also, which I'm not sure if I still want EC3 going up quite yet, because I feel like he has some unfinished business in NXT, of course. But again, he might be one of those guys that Triple H feels, is more meant for the main roster than NXT, but we'll see. But speaking of which, also, I'll get to that shortly also. Actually, that's actually next. Last week, of course, EC3 called out Bobby Fish, and this week they answered back as Undisputed Era did our usual backstage segment, their secured spot. Adam Cole asked if they made sure the doors were locked. They covered. Bobby Fish addressed EC3's challenge. He's mistaken, thinking Fish is just another guy. He's a guy he should be warned about. Roderick Strong wonders who's left for him and O'Reilly to face now that they injured the War Raiders at War Games. They laugh off Street Profits and the Mighty. Then Kyle wonders about those construction workers, Heavy Machinery. He mocks their 6-month undefeated streak, and Cole does their closing gimmick pretty much with their usual pose. So again, they're probably teasing, a match with a Heavy Machinery. We are next week getting EC3 and Bobby Fish. Should be a good match. I don't know what's next for Adam Cole. I think he's still due for that one-on-one rematch for the NXT North American Championship. But who knows? We get an update also on the Warriors telling us that Hampton's recovering from broken ribs, a punctured spleen, and torn ligaments for the War Games match. And then out of nowhere, we get this match also. Shayna Baszler and Dakota Kai, who I keep saying I want to see Dakota Kai beat. Obviously, Bianca Belair, I feel, should be the next NXT Women's Champion. I still really want to see Dakota Kai get a victory over Shayna Baszler at this point, whether if it's, in a championship match or even if it's, Shayna's last match in NXT, like it was for Bobby Roode when Roderick Strong beat Bobby Roode. It felt like a big deal. Like maybe that'll be the case for Dakota Kai whenever Shayna Baszler gets ready to go to the main roster. But obviously, these two have had two matches. They had one in both their debuts back in January, and then they had another one sometime over the summer where it was Dakota Kai like stepping up to her fear Shayna Baszler pretty much. And this, I feel, is definitely their best match. I mean, again, I keep praising how much better Dakota Kai's got. I mean, not that she was awful before, but it's like she wasn't really, she didn't feel like a big deal yet until she got to NXT UK. And now that that happens, I feel she's gone on track somewhere based on because of what she's done in NXT UK, and I feel like she's gotten a lot better. I feel like she looked like someone who could have beaten Shayna Baszler. Unfortunately, it was not quite the case as she tapped out to the Karafuda clutch. Afterwards, we got Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir beating her down before Io Shirai came in and cleaned house. So obviously, Kairi Sane was not there because that rumored viral infection going around. So we'll see what happens. Go down the line, probably getting a 6-woman tag match eventually between these three with Kairi Sane. Also, get another hype video for Dominic Dijakovic, and we're of course getting EC3 and Bobby Fish next week, as well as Ricochet and a mystery opponent. Then we get this final segment. This was interesting. This was fun. Tommaso Ciampa enters the arena. He says another takeover in the books. He's again NXT's MVP, a man of his word, ending the fairy tale, shattering the mystique, and turning the dream into a nightmare. Yet we still refuse to believe in him, points out to the fans, and even Mauro Ranallo saying that none of us believe in him, but Mamma Mia, there he stands. And I just love the look in Mauro's eyes pretty much when they were doing this. When all is said and done, his title reign will go down as the greatest in NXT. Children will study him. He's 2018 Sports Entertainer of the Year, and he'll be 2019 Sports Entertainer. And then Alex Black says, so he's about to say it was 2019 Sports Entertainer of the Year. Black comes out and he tells us that in LA he stood toe to toe with Johnny Gargano and absolved him of his sins the puppet master Ciampa caused. But he'll absolve Ciampa of his sins too because he's invoking his rematch clause to take over Phoenix. But then out comes Johnny Gargano, who says things between him and Aleister aren't done until he says they are. They're face to face, Johnny each other, but then Ciampa's like, I love when you leave Johnny wrestling in the back and bring out Johnny Badass. He says he knows what it's like when Gargano gets fixated on something, and it looks like he's fixated on Aleister Black. He saw them tear it up and take over, and the only thing missing is it should have been them inside of a steel cage. So he starts goading him into finishing in a steel cage match. Johnny snaps and says if that's what people want, then that's what they'll do. Black gets angry too, saying that Gargano needs to remember he showed him mercy, but that's over now. He'll fight him here in a steel cage or even in a parking lot. Johnny snatches that parking lot line, using it to remind Aleister that's the one who put him on the shelf for 3 months. When they get into the cage, he's going to do worse. And then Aleister immediately tries to hit the Black mask, but Johnny just dodges and gets out of the way. And then, of course, Ciampa's laughing on the ring apron, but then he just looks, and then Black just turns and hits Ciampa with it. And then pretty much accepting the match, and we go off the air. So not sure if we'll get that next week or the following week, but either way, it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see this steel cage match between Johnny Gargano and Aleister Black, probably to finish off their feud. We'll see where it goes. But that's how we go off the air. And I'm kind of starting rushing this off the air, but I'm a little bit of a hurry right now. overall, gotta give NXT a B plus. Strong show. The tag match was awesome. I love the hype videos. Also, I'm very interested, of course, to see what goes on with Aleister Black and Johnny Gargano, Velveteen Dream, also, and even the women's stuff was great as well. So B plus for NXT this week. Almost A minus, but just give it a B plus. What are your thoughts on NXT this week? Leave thoughts down in the comment section below. And be sure as always to click my like and subscribe on more content to my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirborne93. And guys, I am checking out. I will see you all later. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your day. And I'll try to get the Cassius Turner alert up as soon as possible. I have to pick up my sister at the airport today. So again, guys, I will be in touch with you guys sometime. We'll see what happens over the weekend with me being out of town, whatnot for my cousin's wedding. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your day. And if I don't see you guys until Monday, have a great weekend as well. And I'll see you guys Sunday also for my special live stream of the week, which will be a top 10 best of the best in 2018. We'll find out what it is then. So until then, guys, have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend, guys, and peace out, everybody.